We're a very global player, so our natural gas interests are spread around the world. Today, about 41% of our production is in natural gas. It's in countries like Malaysia and China, Indonesia, in the US. We're a supplier of LNG to Japan. We started that business almost 50 years ago now today, bringing the first LNG cargo here to Japan. So gas remains a big part of our business, and it's a growing part of our business as well, and it's spread out on all the countries. It represents pipeline gas, it represents LNG, and all forms of gas that we use in the business today. In terms of our advocacy, it's about telling host governments about our partners. It's about talking about the opportunities that there are in gas. Its carbon footprint, how it can help in the conversation around the climate. It certainly is a bridging fuel, and it's something that industry and all of the world needs to be grappling with as we talk about fueling the energy needs around all four corners of the world going forward. Well, today it's rather small. It's one export terminal up and running today, but when you cast forward a few years, maybe out to 2020, there'll be four or more of those terminals operating. We expect that the exports from the US by 2020 will be 10 BCF per day, but you have to consider that in terms of the overall market in the US. So it's the largest domestic gas market in the world today. So the exports is a very small amount of that market going forward. So while it's a growing business in the US, it's certainly not a huge business relative to the overall gas business in the continental United States today. And I think the US is entering into that export market. It's a good feedstock, low feedstock cost, quality supplier, stable supply. So I think it's got a place in the global market, in the global LNG market, as you think about the role the US has to play in that export market. When you look at the North America, when you look at the US combined with Canada, and you do your assessment of the unconventional resource and the natural gas that's been developed in the US and Canada over the last few years, we kind of see a century of supply. So it's a well-supplied market. There's a lot of gas in order to fuel the export market, plus the growing demand. So when you think about the middle class expanding around the world today, you're going to need a lot of gas from all different sources, and we're going to need renewables. We're going to need energy from all that to fuel the growing needs around the world. But yes, when you look at the U.S. today, there's plenty of gas with the renaissance that's occurring in the unconventional. Not only the gas production itself, but the associated gas production coming with the oil shale production that's coming as well. So we don't think supply is going to be a problem. Well, certainly, as we said earlier, it'll be a part of the equation. We'll have to consider what's going on with respect to the climate. We have to figure out how to get affordable, cheap, reliable energy to all four corners of the world, but we have to do that sustainably, and gas plays a big role in that conversation. So as I talk to host governments, to partners, to other people that we deal with in the business, we all realize that this is an opportunity to really grow the market share of gas. When you consider the world population adding roughly 2 billion people by 2050, there's going to be a lot of middle-class people relying on that affordable, cheap, reliable energy. And gas is going to be a great bridging fuel that allows us to not only do that sustainably, but give cheap energy to that growing parts of the world. Well, this is an opportunity to really bring together governments, partners, customers, suppliers. So the integrated benefit of being able to meet everybody here at one place is an outstanding opportunity. So Gastech is a tremendous conference. It's well known throughout the world. It's a great event that brings all those people together. So it's an event that I'll come to and get a chance to meet all those different people that are a part of the gas business, the gas industry globally around the world. So that's the benefit it brings to companies like ours, company like mine, that is bringing those suppliers and those customers together.